And today I'm here with Michele Smith, who's going to tell us about how chiropractic has affected her life.
Wow. Where do I start?
At the beginning.
At the beginning. Okay. The beginning was my son was in daycare and screamed and cried one day to the point that I had to take him to the doctor. Took him to the doctor. They said he's got this, he's got that, blah, blah, blah. You know, crazy things they were saying. Make a long story short, 2 days later, they had him on antibiotics. Throughout the course of about 6 weeks, they had him on 7 different antibiotics to the point that they didn't even know. I first started with 2 viruses, then it became 2 bacterial infections in his ears. And every single thing, he was prescribed Tamiflu for swine flu, he was prescribed this for that. I mean, he was prescribed everything that you couldn't even imagine. The last antibiotic he was put on, he started throwing up violently to the point that he was buckled over in pain for 6 hours, throwing up beyond belief. And to make a long story short, I felt like I had to do something other than medical. So I called Dr. Brown, who right now is my best friend. I'm going to cry. This is very hard. It touches my heart because my son had stuff coming out of his ears. He had, major pain going on. When I called Dr. Brown, I said to him, he answered the phone. I said, Doctor, my name is Michele. I don't know where else to turn. I've heard there's a very high success rate with children with ear infections in chiropractic care. I said, and I feel like, the medical community is not helping me anymore. I said, so what can I do? He said, Michele, when can I see him? And I said, you tell me. He said, I'm open tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning. He said, if you can't get through the night, you call me. And from that moment, I felt like I had just a friend, you know what I mean? Like there was hope. I felt like there was hope. And I took him in the next morning, and what he calls a subluxation, it was so severe in my son's neck that apparently it was taking off the lifeline to his body.
Right.
Make a long story short, it's been about 2 weeks now. Throughout those 2 weeks, my son is starting to talk. My son is starting to, he's running around like a normal child. He almost looked dead to me when he was on all these antibiotics, to the point that I didn't even give him his last round of antibiotics. I stopped it completely. And when I did that, I didn't know if I was going against, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know if I was doing the right thing or not. But I had him adjusted, like Dr. Brown had said. And I kept coming here and kept coming here. I went to Children's Hospital in Philadelphia today, and they gave me a sign that said, your son, his ears look great. They look fine. I don't see any problem with, you seeing an ear, nose, and throat today because his ears look fine. And 2 weeks ago, before I started chiropractic care, his ears were filled with stuff. They were mucus, pus, blood. I mean, when I tell you everything came out of my son's ears, it was unbelievable. So I am a major believer that this has helped my son tremendously. And
Great.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It
My
is
son is doing
it
good.
is a wonderful thing what the body can do when you get rid of the interference and let it function the way it was meant to.
By the way, you hear the little one who wasn't talking much at all
Yes.
in the background right now.
And he's talking.
Having a ball.
And he's talking. He
Good.
hasn't talked, up to this point.
And one final thing, Michele. Do we have your permission to put this video on YouTube and on our website?